Welcome to The Gag Is podcast with me, your host, Charlie Shantae, where I share the roller coaster of my life, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. After becoming a teen mom at 14 and a widow by the age of 21, it's a journey filled with tears and laughter, reminding you that even in the toughest moments, there's hope. The gag is, life may be unpredictable, but it's always worth living. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Gag Is Pod. I am your girl, Charlie Shantae. Thank you for joining me on another week. This one gonna be a little different today. Been a long time since we've been here, right? And as you see, I got a different background, right? So we're gonna jump into all of that. I miss y'all. I deeply miss y'all, and it feels so good to be back behind this microphone, back in front of this camera, talking to you guys. I will say, life been lifing, and it's an unexpected life change of events, which has kept me from you guys for the past few weeks, and I don't like it. So please, I apologize. Please charge it to my head and not my heart. It was never my intention to be away from you guys this long. I never, oh my gosh. Let me just take a breath and breathe, because when I tell you my level of overwhelmed is ridiculous and it's crazy right now. So come on in, get your drink, get your whatever. And if you're not already, please make sure you are subscribing, you're liking the post, you're following us on Instagram, you're following us on YouTube, and all of that type of things. See, I gotta hold the microphone today because I only got my setup. So y'all get this close setup, but it's not about the background and the message. Is about the message and the messenger. So I will go and say that I feel like my world has been turned upside down over the past few weeks. It's been a whirlwind. Y'all know I live in Florida, and since the end of September, we got hit with a hurricane, and then 10 days later, we got hit with another hurricane. First hurricane came through, and we were good. There was no damage or anything like that, but then we got hit with that second hurricane, and that second hurricane is what did us in and what has kept me off the mic for a few weeks. Unfortunately, my home sustained damage. And so I've been trying to work through that, making sure we're all good. We didn't have any power for 5 days, and, I just tried to make sure we were all good. And, Tampa Bay, we're trying to find we're trying to get back to normal, or what we consider normal, because right now there are tons of people, thousands of people who no longer have a home. There are thousands of people who can't live in their home because their home is damaged and they're waiting on repairs. And we've all been affected in some form of fashion. I'll divulge a little bit about what I have going on, but not too much. I'm still dealing with insurance. And it's still very traumatizing. So I haven't gotten to the point where I can fully talk about it without crying. So that's kind of, been what's going on. And it upset me because I missed my anniversary episode. And so now, you're going to get an anniversary episode, because I still haven't announced the winner of the giveaway. They still don't even know, because so much has been going on. So you're going to get the anniversary episode. It's just going to not be at anniversary time. It's going to be, it'll be before the end of the year, but it just won't be, because anniversary time had already passed. But you're still going to get that episode. And I do still have some good content coming for you guys. It's just because I record in bulk, and it just so happens on my bulk record days, we were in the midst of some storms. So I missed those, and I'm like, okay, so now that lets me know that I gotta bulk up more episodes. I gotta have those in the pocket episodes, because I gotta give y'all something. I can't leave y'all hanging. But I still see that y'all been listening, y'all been downloading, and y'all still been like, where's the next episode? And it's here. I'm going to give you just a little summary. What's been going on? It's not a full real episodes. We'll get back to that. But I just wanted to put you guys something out and let you guys know, hey, I'm still here. Like, life just been life. And, I'm maintaining, the gag is I'm still moving forward, hanging my head held high. I have a great support system. And I've been finding out that I got some people who don't play about me, especially that big man upstairs. Him don't play about me. And people on this side of the earth don't play about me either. And grateful, speechless, blessed. I'm definitely going, man, I'm putting together a vlog from all of this. So I'm not sure when I'm going to put that out, because like I said, there's still dealing with insurance, and so there's stuff that they got to see and take care of and do and stuff like that. So I don't want to put it out there prematurely and things like that. So y'all know I'm a good storyteller, right? So let me tell y'all how it went. So we're sitting here. So it was Hurricane Milton. So we had Helene, and Helene gave us the wind and the rain. It was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? During Helene, I would gone off them espresso martinis, just gone. So I was like, ooh, this Hurricane Milton. So I give me something a little stronger, give me something a little stronger, help me sleep, because if y'all seen, there's hurricane stories, like in Florida, like the rest of the world and the rest of the country be like, oh my God, y'all need to prepare for the hurricane. And we be out here like we at the liquor store. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we are preparing. Like, what you mean? Like, we at the liquor store, we preparing. And so the kids Hurricane Milton hit on a Wednesday night. The kids had been out of school since Monday. And I was just like, all right, cool. And they're like, well, the kids gonna go back to school on Thursday. And I'm like, ain't no way these kids finna go back to school on no Thursday, because it's supposed to hit Wednesday night and the Thursday morning. So you telling me y'all finna get up and run these buses? And no. So during the day, we just in here, shutters is up, and you know what I'm saying? So when the shutters is up, everything is dark in here. So to do anything, you have to turn on the light. So we would turn on light, front door, and then, that day, I got up and I cooked, and I said, cause watching the weather, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, Hurricane Milton finna come through here and, do a little 1-2. Like, it was a 5, and then it dropped down to a 3, and then it was like a borderline 3, borderline 4. And so where they said it was gonna make landfall, the eye was going to come directly over my house. And I was like, ooh, I'm like, that where the strongest of the winds is. Like, and then it stretched like 50 miles out. So I was like, okay, like, we finna see what's up. So during the day, y'all know I got an adult child. So I was like, I had, like, stuff was still open Wednesday morning. So I was like, oh, let me go to the liquor store. I had got all the non-perishable foods and different stuff like that. So I was like, let me go to the liquor store. So I go to the liquor store and I get some Don Julio. So we was off that Don Julio acting a foolio. Waiting for the storm to come in, and I'm sitting upstairs and I'm just watching TV, and we can look out the doorbell camera, we can look out the front door, and I was just like, okay, I see you, Milton. And the craziest thing, me and Manchizel Marco Polo went outside, and you can see, so a hurricane is just like a spinning circle, right? You could look up in the sky and you could see the clouds spinning in a circle. When I tell y'all, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I tried to get it on video, but there was just no justice being done it was just the weirdest thing. And I was like, ooh, I like that crazy. So, I'm trying to take my dogs out and I'm like, yo, y'all need to use the bathroom because I ain't finna be out here like this. Y'all not finna have y'all get out here. So I'm out there with my raincoat and my rain boots on, looking like a Toys R Us kid. I was just like, okay. So, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit more. And they're like, anywhere in the eye, the winds can range from 100 up to almost 130. And I was like, oh, this finna be something. So it's getting closer to making landfall. And I'm actually getting nervous because I'm like, damn, I'm like, this wind blowing hard. And I'm like, I've never heard the wind blow this hard. I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm hearing. So I'm like, Jay, I was like, come on, let's go look out the front door. Just being silly. When I tell y'all, I ain't never seen no wind like that before in my life. And I was like, okay, crazy. And I'm gonna skip a few parts because a few parts pertain to the damage. So I'm not gonna get into the specifics of it. So they had already told us to be prepared to be without power because this storm was finna do a little 1-2. So, we had already ate that day and stuff like that. And so our power went out probably the storm hadn't even hit yet. And our power had went out. So storms coming in, like I said, it had barely hit. Like it hadn't even really, really hit yet. It was a little bit like after 8:00. When I tell y'all, this is something that I never, oh my gosh, like when I told you I was losing my mind because like as the storm started hitting, it was kind of like, okay, the power went out, but then it came back on. So I was like, oh, okay. It's like it's going to be one of those, like the power is out. We're going to maintain our power because every storm before this, we have maintained power. So a little bit after that, what I'm saying, like the power goes off again. I was like, oh my God. And like it stayed out. Then like time go by. And I'm like, okay, so we got to be prepared to not have power. Like we really not finna have no power. But while all of this is going on, like, things are happening. And like I said, for the fact of things are still dealing with insurance, like I'm just really watching my house like break down in like real time. And it was just the worst thing ever. And I remember coming in my closet where we at now in my closet and just laying on the floor and just bawling my eyes out because I'm like, everything that I worked so hard for is literally like crumbling in front of me. It was just so bad. And then I opened up the windows. The storm was probably over with, probably about the rain part was probably over with about 1-2 o'clock. And so lifted up the windows upstairs and just laid on the couch. And then if you've ever been in a hurricane, then after a hurricane, the breeze is just amazing. It's just beautiful, like almost chills. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to go to sleep, get a little bit of sleep because the power is out and, we'll assess this in the morning. So I only got a couple hours of sleep and I woke up probably about 5 and I went outside. And when I went outside to like look at the damages, like I was not even ready. I do remember, like I'm just like, what is going on? And then I see my fence is gone and, it's just completely dark and I have videos of everything. So I'm going to put a compilation together. Of like the videos that I took over the course of the first week after the storm. And I'm gonna put those together and y'all can check those out on this YouTube page. Well, on the YouTube page. And it was just really something like I've never felt like that because like in that moment I just felt helpless. Like I'm outside, looking at the damages to my house, I'm looking around and then I'm just like, this is crazy. It's just crazy. Like because I've never seen anything. And I was like, cause I was walking a dog and I was like, all right, I was like, soon as daybreak, I'm going to go get in the car and kind of go see, like how bad it is. Cause where I live, the area that I live in, we've been pretty unscathed, for the most part. But light came because I was like, let me go get some coffee, see if anything is open to where I can get some coffee. Because you do have some gas stations that do stay open, just for the public safety and everything. I went to go look for coffee, but then like I'm driving out of my neighborhood, and then like I'm like, okay, I look to my right. I'm like, okay, I can't go that way because like there's two trees that have been knocked over, and they're blocking the exits, the entrance and the exit, so you couldn't go out on either side. And I was like, okay, so I turned around to go the other way. There's this big tree that I had already said when it stormed, I was like, that tree not gonna make it. So it was blocking the road. So I was like, okay, I'll go around. There's a little workaround. So I went to workaround. And I tried to go that way. And I couldn't go that way because there was power lines down in the road. So I was like, okay, I just got to go back home, and then we're going to have to figure this out. I just come back to the house, and then, I'm still in fight or flight mode because I'm like, is this really happening? So we don't have power, but, we have power. I, charge up all my devices and everything. So we're able to watch the news, and then just the level of sheer devastation, like what I seen within my community with my own eyes. I'm just like, oh my God, like just the way that the trees are down, and like fences, like half of roofs like ripped off. And like I live in a fairly new neighborhood, like the houses are less than 10 years old, and um it was just something that I've never seen in my life. I've only seen on TV, and I'm always like, dang, like I feel so bad for those people. And it's like now I'm those people, like it's just unreal. And we ended up not having power for about 5 days. And so in those 5 days, I was able to make some runs to the dump to throw away stuff. And, we cooked. So I would just cook. I would light the grill up twice a day, in the morning, at night, so that we would have water in the morning to like wash our face and stuff like that. And then I would cook and different stuff like that. Cause one thing about your girl, she gonna survive. And then I would boil water. I would turn the grill on at night, like start the grill up at night, because it was charcoal, and I knew I could keep them hot for a long time, for at least a few hours. So I would cook, and then I would put 2 big pots on the stove, on the grill, and let those heat up with water. And then and then everybody would just get water. And then that's how we did our best to kind of stay clean over the course of a couple of days. It was just something. And then, it was bad because, like my mom's on oxygen. So I'm trying to make sure she's good. Can't get any hotels. And it was just all bad. And I was, you've seen the people lined up for gas, and like all of that is true. And so a couple days had passed, and, we ended up getting Sonic. And then while we were at Sonic, there were 2 state troopers escorting a fuel tanker with gas. And when you see, like I said, you see stuff and you see it on TV, but then when you see it with your own 2 eyes in real time, you can just not fathom. And that just crushed my soul, because I'm like, the city is in crisis, and we just don't know what to do, because a couple weeks before that, we got hit with Helene. And so we're just like, okay. And then as the time of me recording is, guess what? We're facing another storm. And a lot of people still are not even fixed, haven't even gotten their stuff fixed from Helene, Milton, and then we might be facing another storm. And it's just like a double whammy on top of double whammy on top of double whammy. And it's just something. It's, when I tell you, it's something. And then like the first couple of days, I tried to pray, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, I couldn't even pray because I was so angry. Like, how could you let my house get messed up? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you allow me to lose so much? And I'm like, I couldn't go to God because I was angry. Like, he know my heart, but I was angry, and I was like, I can't go to him angry like that. Go to the big man and be angry and question him. So it took me a couple days, but he knew my heart. But it still, it took me a couple days to kind of get it together. And then, you know, I've just been keeping my head up. And then, you know, like when I got power, like I got power on a Sunday and I went to work on Monday because I just knew, like I knew things at home were as stable as they were going to be. So, you know, I went to work and everybody's like, oh my God, I don't understand how you would work. But I've always been in this fight or flight. And I've always just pressed on. Like I've never, I don't know how to let sadness just kind of like sit there. But then again, I was like, I'm still on adrenaline. And so a week went by and then I started realizing, okay, you feel sorry for everybody else, but who's feeling sorry for you? You know, and it's kind of like, dang, and everybody's like, oh my God, what can I do to help? And I'm like, I don't even know what I can do to help myself right now. Like, thank you for the help, but I have no clue what I need. You know, like I need sleep, but you know, I feel like I just got to keep going. I just never, and I still, as I'm recording this, I still have not, I don't think I really processed it, but then like dealing with insurance, and this is, if this ain't the most headache, oh, I can't wait for this to be over with so I can tell y'all what they've been putting your girl through. Cause woo, and some of these contractors too, ooh wee, I can't wait to tell y'all because it's gonna be a good one about lessons and patience. But I just I just miss being in front of this camera, miss being behind this microphone. Um, I just miss it, and I just miss making the content. And now, you know, we coming up on the end of the year. It's only a few months left, a couple months left to the end of the year, and you know, it's supposed to be a happy time, but it's like I'm going into the holidays, and I can't even put up my tree because I don't know when they're going to come in and start the work. And when they come in and start the work, we have to vacate. So it's kind of pointless putting up a tree unless you know, because they're going to be working, removing walls and stuff like that. So even if I put the tree up, the tree's still going to get dusty and stuff like that. And I don't want all of that. So, you know, that's what we're dealing with. Like, I didn't even get to film my anniversary episode, and which that just crushed me to my core. And, you know, we got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, my birthday. Like, those are 4 pivotal episodes that that I need to do right along with all the other stuff. Like I had a special a Black Friday one that I needed to do, and you know, I'm gonna try to pull together and still get that one done, but I'm not even sure realistically that I'm not gonna be able to get that done. But I do know that, you know, sorry I haven't been here, but just know we're gonna round out the year good. And 2025 is gonna be even better. I gotta set up me a new space because my space is, I can't use that space anymore right now. So I gotta set up a new space and get a new space together, you know, so that y'all don't have to see me with the clothes wall, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all good. I think I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to announce the winner of the giveaway. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit for that. I'm gonna go ahead and notify the person because I know people like, is it me or did I not win? I'm gonna go ahead and notify the person and then get it going from there. But I just wanted to come in front of y'all and tell y'all, you know, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I didn't, you know, I ain't flopping, you know. Sometimes, you know, God just got to sit you down before he make things shake for you. So I'm just sitting down and being patient. I'm being obedient, and just letting him guide me, and getting my head back in the game. So that is the little short update that I have for you guys. And remember, if you are not already, please make sure you are subscribing to the Gag is Pod on Instagram. You are more than welcome to follow my personal page as well, smartfit_okay on Instagram as well. Please make sure you are following us over there at YouTube as well. The Gag is Pod channel. There's uploads over there as well. And then last but not least, wherever you are listening to this stream, please make sure that you are liking, you are subscribing, and you are commenting so that we can go up in the ratings and the rankings. And then it can be posted on people's suggested page. As always, I am your girl, Charlie Shantae. This is the Gag is Pod. Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning into the Gag Is podcast. I hope you're enjoying my journey as much as I am enjoying sharing it with you. Before we wrap up, I have a small request. If you found inspiration in my stories or my guest stories, don't forget to share this podcast with your friends and family. Together, we can spread the message of resilience and hope. And if you have a moment, please take a second to rate and review the show on your podcast app. 5 stars, please. Your feedback helps me reach even more listeners who might need a dose of encouragement. Remember, the gag is life may be unpredictable, but it's always worth living. So until next week, bye guys.